Welcome to the Moon Baby Magic Podcast, a space for women and women's stories. For the woman just beginning to believe she can actually heal her painful period naturally. For the one in a full-on love affair with aligning her entire life with her cycle. And for every woman in between. This is a platform to remember the wisdom that lives in our wombs so that we may actualize the lives of our dreams. I'm your host, Natalie Elliott, women's health practitioner specializing in traditional Chinese medicine-based hormonal healing. Ready for slow and sacred storytelling and to learn a little something? Let's dive in. Hello, wonderful women, listeners of this podcast. Today is the first season 3 interview episode, and it's also the very first episode that I've ever recorded live in my home office living room with my girlfriend Desiree, who lives here in Nevada City with me. And I'm so excited to bring you this episode. Today, I'm on day 3 of my cycle. Actually, so is Desiree. We started bleeding on the same day, which is so sweet and synchronistic, as you'll hear kind of the different ways that we're weaving together in this story. And this is also a story of a lot of synchronicities between Des getting pregnant, the day that she birthed her son, the day that she got her first postpartum bleed back, her first mother bleed. So I really hope you tune in to this entire episode and really give yourself space to drop in and listen because it's full of really tender and sweet moments, but also a lot of like realness, goofiness, laughter, sister talk. Almost like you're just sitting with us while we're having tea because that's really actually what was happening. We were sitting on my couch having tea. Um, yeah, that being said, I'm on day 3. I'm feeling tender myself. So I'm not going to make this intro super long or share any deep wisdom with you other than just to really remind you to honor where you're at in your cycle. It can be so easy when we're in sort of that late luteal time before we bleed or in these first few days of our bleed to think maybe something's wrong with us or that we need to make all these deep changes. And sometimes we do. There can be a lot of clarity that arises during the bleed. But something I've just been reminding myself a lot is to be gentle and to honor where I'm at. You know, I had a client tell me recently she's been on a long conception journey and we've been working together and she's seen a lot of improvements in her cycle. But one thing she told me is, you know, she'll sometimes get this grief. And of course, there's grief that comes up when we're working on anything with our health or really for any of us humans, there's grief that comes up. And she read a book about the cycle phases, and she was like, wow, I didn't realize it was so normal to feel the depth of feelings that I feel in my luteal phase, that premenstrual time. And so, yeah, just encouraging you as you're listening to this to check in with where you're at in your cycle because it gives you really important context to how you're meeting life. You're going to meet life. I'm meeting life so much differently today on day 3 of my bleed than I would be if I was on like day, whatever, day like 12 or 13 of my cycle gearing up for ovulation. I know I'm going to feel so much more resilient, so much more outward in a week. And so really honoring that I'm not that way right now. And that is the beauty of womanhood. I think it's really a gift that we're given that we get these opportunities to meet different parts of ourselves. So I hope you give yourself that opportunity. As always, any links to anything, Des's Instagram, my Instagram, how to work one-on-one with me, free offerings, all in the show notes. So I hope you check that out. If you like this episode, please rate, review, comment, share with a friend, and let's dive right into it. So today, fashion school LA girl, LA cool girl, I should say, turned NorCal mountain mama with one of the most mind-blowing conception, birth, and first postpartum bleed timelines I have ever heard. My friend Desiree is on the podcast. This episode is not to be missed. First live interview of the Moon Baby Magic podcast. So we touch on in this episode how Desiree's 2 abortions in her 20s led her to being this fully embodied in her womb woman that she is these days. We also get into how a plant Dieta with Rose led to her conception path, and also her wild pregnancy and free birth stories, and so, so much more. You'll just have to listen to get all the juice. Let's dive in. Okay, yay. Welcome to the podcast,
Thank you for
Des.
having
I'm so
me.
happy. For everyone listening, Desiree and I live together, not in the same home, but in the same community in Northern California. And we also both did the Blood Mystery School together, which was such an epic coincidence that I ended up moving here and getting to meet you.
Hmm.
I'm so grateful for it. And it's cool because I think my podcast was on break by the time I got here, but you shared your birth story with me like on our first hang, I think. We like went for a walk in the woods and I got
Yeah.
to hear the whole thing and it's like this story needs to be shared. Have you ever shared your birth story on a podcast?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Well, actually, I've shared it on a course that my friend had launched.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's sweet.
Yeah.
Have you been on a podcast before?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to another podcast.
Thank you.
So, on this podcast, I like to share where we're at in our cycles and where we're at in our phase of life. So, probably people who listen to this podcast know that I am in my maiden phase of life. And today I'm on day 29 of my cycle, and I feel very luteal,
Hmm.
which is normally not when I would record a podcast. But I actually think sometimes with the nature of this podcast that it's like deep story medicine. Sometimes luteal is actually a good time.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am in my phase of life. I am in my mother phase. I'm 14 months postpartum. And in my cycle phase, I am in my luteal phase. I think I'm 20, day 27.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been like so good about
You're a couple of
tracking.
days behind
I'm
me.
a couple days behind you. Yeah.
Yeah. How are you feeling?
I've actually been reflecting a lot like this first couple days of the luteal of like or like feeling of the luteal of just how much I could really feel the shift this cycle from
Hmm.
ovulation to luteal. Like
Yeah.
so hard. And I don't know if it's like I'm feeling into it more now that I feel it like ever before. And I don't know if it's because I, just recently got my cycle back.
Yeah.
But even just yeah, like waking up in the morning, I'm like, I'm luteoling.
What does it feel like for you? Like, how would you describe the feeling of being in luteal?
Physically and I guess energetically, like I can feel my energy going from like woo to like and I can also feel it during my son's nap time.
Hmm.
As I was noticing in this last ovulation, I was like doing so much while he was napping and like getting so much done and having all these creative ideas and like
Yeah.
going from one thing to the next and then now during his nap time I'm like I just want to lay here or like get like house things done so then I can just rest the rest
Yeah.
of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so fair. Yeah, I feel like when I get into luteal, I get just like less tolerance for things not
Hmm.
that I don't have the energetic capacity for. Like I'm just like, nope, we're not doing that now. I feel like I could really bypass that in ovulation. I'm like, we're doing everything. And then
Totally.
you get to luteal and you're like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. When did you, because I know you just got your bleed back. Tell everyone like when was that and like what was that like? I would love to start there.
Yeah, so I actually got my bleed back, believe it or not. You can't make these things up. On my son's first
Mm.
birthday. So January 29th, 2026, and he was born January 29th,
It's
2025.
so wild.
So crazy.
Oh my God.
And I had a feeling that it would come back
Mm-hmm.
around then.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, first bleed, it's even hard to say it was a bleed. Like I saw my blood and I was really excited. And then it just kind of like, I never had a full flow. It just kind of like
Mm-hmm.
came, said, "Hey, what's up? I'm here, just so you know. Nice to be back."
Yeah.
And that's all you get from me. I'll see you again soon.
Wow.
So I didn't have like that full cycle that I was like feeling excited for when I first saw
Yeah.
my blood. But Yeah.
How has it been since then?
My second cycle, so I had a 40-day cycle,
Yeah.
which I've always been like a 28 or maybe
Hmm.
29, 30er, but yeah, this one was 40 days.
Yeah.
And I had a great cycle. Like I honestly can
Amazing.
say like it was so easeful. I had no cramping, except I had like a 5 minute cramp situation. It was like a 5 minute
Really? Was it
vibe
bad?
for like literally 2 minutes. It was so weird. Like I showed up to my workout
Oh my
and
gosh, it was when you were working out.
I was like about to work out and then I just like my friends were like, okay, should we do arms or legs today? And then I just like completely was like, I don't think I can do anything. Like, oh my God. And then 2 minutes later, I'm like lifting weights and feeling totally fine.
Wow.
It
That's
was
so
yeah, toward the
interesting.
end, but yeah, I had a really it was lovely.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yay.
Full flow. Yeah.
Yeah. Aw, so sweet to be back. I
Yeah.
bet that's so, I like, it's hard for me to imagine not having a cycle.
Yeah, now that I have it back, I'm like, oh, okay. Like just felt like I was in this void for 14 or I guess 12 months.
Well, you are, right?
Yeah.
It's like a different, like a very like it seems to me like postpartum's like kind of airy. Do you feel like it's that?
Yeah, it's very like yeah, very airy for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I feel like it would be a little ungrounding to not have a cycle, but also kind of cool because you're in this like liminal space.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we're gonna get
Yeah.
into all that.
Yeah. And you don't have to like plan your life around your bleed,
That's true.
which is
That is kind of nice.
kind of nice. I'm like, vacation, yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Well,
Oh, there's this thing on this day. Yeah, okay, let's go.
yeah.
Now I'm like, okay, if we leave to go on this to LA or go on this trip, let me count, let me do the whole
I know
thing. Is
I'm
this gonna
always
be
doing that too.
okay?
My friends are like, "Can we go backpacking this weekend in May?" And I'm like, "Hold on, when's the full moon?"
Yeah.
It's interesting too, like the first one that you had back wasn't like a full flow. It reminds me a lot of how like our postpartum bleeds are really kind of similar to when we bleed for the first time as young maidens, and it's like your body's kind of like figuring out how to do that again.
hmm
And so, yeah, I am curious to hear about your first bleed, like as a maiden. Do you remember that?
I remember like bits and pieces. I remember getting it at school.
Okay.
I was in seventh grade. I was in seventh grade. I think it was just right around my birthday. Was it my
Hmm.
13th birthday or 12th?
Which grade? Seventh?
Seventh.
I think it's 13.
13.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think I got it like at 13,
Which is kind
which
of
is
cool too.
really cool. Yeah. I remember I was wearing a blue thong and like I was wearing jeans and a white t-shirt
Okay.
and like I don't like I can barely remember from there. It's like I know I told my mom. I know
Mm,
I was scared of tampons.
I was too.
Like I couldn't do the tampon thing for a bit.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Like I remember one of my friends, she was like so like could just put a tampon in no problem and she eventually taught me how.
That's what I always wanted. I always wanted one of my friends to teach me how, and they were all like, "Nah, to coach you from like whatever
Yeah.
afar."
Yeah.
But no one would ever like really get in there with me.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's really funny because like I was just didn't want to wear like huge pads.
I
And
know.
so I'd always take my mom's like thong liners, which don't do anything. And I would just like bleed through my pants all the time.
Like at school.
Yeah.
And like that was less embarrassing than like wearing the big pad.
Yeah, I guess so.
We don't even know. We have no idea.
I'd always like change my PE shorts after that.
Whoa.
But I remember, I don't remember like having like severe cramps when I was younger.
Yeah.
I remember I like despised having PE when I was on my own.
Mm.
And I had like male PE teachers.
Oh,
What
it
do you
is
do? What do you
weird.
say at that age?
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't
I
even
feel like I was I've been I don't know. I was always dramatic. I was always like drama queen. I think I've always like in some way known that my blood makes me special, even when it was not in the way that it is now. Because I remember I got mine in seventh grade too, and it was like after volleyball practice. And I remember the next day at school, I said to one of my teachers, like male teachers, I just like got up to leave in the middle of the class. He's like, "Excuse me, Miss Elliott, where do you think you're going?" And I'm like, "I'm on my period. I have to go to the bathroom." Like I had no, yeah.
That's awesome.
It's so
Yeah, that's
funny.
so funny. Yeah, but I never had any initiation into that. I
Yeah.
never had any teachings.
Did your mom didn't like teach you about your cycle, or did school teach you about your cycle?
I remember my mom giving me this book, which I feel like so many
The
moms.
American Girl doll one?
I think so. I'd have to like see the photos and I could be like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one. Because like I
Yeah.
have those photos like ingrained in my psyche.
Yeah.
Like she gave me that and I don't remember her ever giving me like a full
Talk.
spiel.
Yeah.
Maybe she did, but I can't remember.
Were you like surprised when you got your blood? Did you know what it was?
I knew what it was.
Okay, that's good.
Definitely knew 100% what it was.
Yeah.
School, going back to your question about school teaching me, I don't think
Yeah.
so. Maybe they did, but they must have did a really poor job because it didn't stick.
I know.
But I definitely, yeah, I remember, I definitely knew about my blood. I remember my best friend growing up, she had gotten it in sixth grade,
Hmm.
and like everybody knew when she had it.
What?
It's like just deep. So those are the little
The
bits and
moments.
pieces I remember.
Do you remember like if it was painful or what it was like the first? I mean, it doesn't have to necessarily be the first one, but like the first little bit.
Pain, like having cramps or like it being painful, no, I would say no. Like I almost felt like even though I didn't feel in tune with my body like the way that I do now then, I still felt like okay, like my body's doing what it's supposed to do. Like I
Mm,
still had that deep knowing, even if I didn't consciously
yeah.
know.
Yeah. I wonder, like sometimes people feel like their blood that comes back postpartum like reminds them of their first blood, like in some way. Can you track anything like that or not really?
I remember, I feel like I was excited to bleed when I first got my bleed in a way. Like I
Yeah.
was like awaiting it,
Yeah.
and it was that same energy this
Hmm.
time. It's
Hmm.
like, oh, I'm awaiting it. Like, when's it gonna come?
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so what were like your early years as a maiden like when you get your blood, you're kind of like moving through this like new way of being. Are there any moments that stand out?
I feel like high school was just a wash, like as a maiden. Like I don't think I particularly enjoyed that part of my maidenhood.
Yeah.
There was just like I felt like I had some deep mental health thing, like mental
Hmm.
health, I guess mental health. Just some like yeah, just like heaviness and like a lot
Yeah.
of emotions and
Yeah.
not sure how to navigate it all. And yeah,
Hmm.
like boy obsessed
Oh my
and
God, me too.
definitely was in that like felt like I needed male attention like constantly. And
Hmm.
if I wasn't getting it, I was like distraught.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah.
Wow. What were you like in high school?
In high school, I was
You know what's funny is I actually asked you this recently when we were sitting at the
I
cafe one day, but yeah,
no
tell me again.
that it's
Yeah.
just like came I know that like vision that the vision of us sitting there like came back around.
Yeah.
I was in the popular group of girls and like I would definitely consider myself like I would consider myself popular or whatever in high school that like
Mm.
stereotype is,
Yeah.
but I was always like the different one.
Relatable.
Like even my like I was super into emo music. I loved going to Warped Tour, but I was also like cheerleading and playing softball and going to football games.
Yeah.
And also like my body type was different than all
Hmm.
my friends. Like
Hmm.
I had like this story in my head in high school of like all my friends are skinny
Skinny was super
and
in.
like I'm just more like athletic,
Hmm.
muscular build or whatnot. And
Yeah.
so I was just like constantly obsessed about my weight in high school.
I was too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so many of us that were born in the 90s
Oh my God, yeah.
and even beyond now.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy to think how much that was a
It
thing.
was such a
It was like
thing. It was
everything.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and everyone would wear those like, I mean, I don't know how it was in California, but I grew up in Oklahoma and like
Okay.
everyone was like obsessed with
Oh
Abercrombie,
yeah,
like those tight
Holster,
shirts,
Abercrombie,
like
yeah, jeans, yeah,
yeah.
everything.
Oh wow. Yeah. So when did you like did you ever get on birth control or anything like that?
Yeah, so when I was 16,
Okay.
I kind of lost my virginity, I guess you could say. Like
Okay, what does that mean?
it was just like 2 seconds of penetration. And like to me, I was like, I lost my virginity, but like looking back, I'm like, I actually don't feel like that was a
Oh
moment,
wow. Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And basically, so this story is really funny. And so my mom, or okay, let me back up.
Okay.
Lost my virginity, whatnot, to this like older guy I was so obsessed with in high school. And then I went to a party a couple weeks later, or maybe a few days later, and like I lied to my parents about going to this party, and then they picked
Mm-hmm.
me up from this party, and they're like, "You lied to us," like blah blah blah. I was like, "You don't even," and I go, I'm like in the car with them. I remember this moment. I remember the exact like street we were on, everything, and I'm like, "You don't even know me. I had sex like a week ago." That
Parents,
to my
were you
parents.
drinking?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't even like remember. I think they were just like silent, maybe. And then and or maybe I like I don't know,
you probably kept going.
yeah, I must have kept going. And then the next morning, my mom wakes me up, and maybe it wasn't the next morning, or I don't know. I feel like it was the next morning. She wakes me up. She's like, "You have an appointment to go to the gynecologist," and that was my first like experience with the
Whoa.
gynecologist. She like took my blood test to make sure I wasn't pregnant,
Oh
even
my
though
God.
we were wearing he had a condom.
Yeah.
And then the like gynecologist like did all the whatever pap smearing
Mm-hmm.
things, and then she's like, okay, here's like your birth control prescription, and I was like, okay. And my mom like was like, yeah, you have to be on birth control, like you cannot get pregnant. And
Whoa.
I just kind of was like, okay. And I remember like not being super into taking the pills, but I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. Well, of
um
course, like your mom says you have to do this, someone gives it to you,
yeah.
like you trust a medical provider a lot at that age, probably, depending on how you grew up.
E- I didn't fully trust. I've always been
You
like
had a
a rebel.
seed.
I've always been just like a rebel. Like, who is this woman?
Yeah.
This blonde woman who barely even knows me, like
It is
giving me.
wild to
It's
me that they're
wild.
just like, here you go.
Yeah, with like barely asking me any questions, and like I'm
Yeah.
16, and then
Yeah.
from there, I've always was like kind of like bouncing from taking birth control and then not taking birth control. And then
Mm.
in college, or I would say, yeah, at the end of high school, college, my mom put me on Accutane because I
Oh,
had bad acne, quote unquote, when it
right.
was
Yeah.
just totally my diet, right?
What was your diet back then?
Frozen pizza, like lean
Oh, the
cuisine,
lean cuisines.
like
Lean
Luna
cuisines.
bars,
Oh my
like
God,
Cliff
Luna bars.
bars, like
Lean cuisines and Luna bars was my life in high school.
dude, the lemon Luna bars.
Lemon Luna bars.
Like just processed food, Special K.
Oh my God, you're
Yeah.
naming all of the
And
old
of
ones.
course, like God bless my mom. Like she thought she was doing the healthy thing by
Of
doing it.
course. Yeah, of course.
So yeah, went on Accutane, and then when you're on Accutane,
You have to
you
take birth control.
cannot get pregnant.
Yeah.
And so
Okay,
I
maybe
was
people don't know that though. Like, do you know why? It's with the liver,
it's
something with the
something
liver,
with the
right?
liver, and like if you were to get pregnant, your baby would
Like have a
possibly be
defect.
deformed. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, defect.
And it's kind of like if you have to give that warning for a medication, people probably shouldn't be taking that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
nothing happens in isolation like that.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. And so I was, yeah, back on that in my first bits of college,
Okay.
getting blood tests every week to make sure I wasn't pregnant,
Whoa. Every week?
maybe every month.
But still, that's wild.
Every month, yeah.
Every month.
Every month. And then eventually, like, I just stopped taking Accutane. Like one day I just
Yeah.
like woke up and I was like, this shit needs to go.
What was that moment for you?
I think I just started to get more into my health journey
Yeah.
and maybe I had also broken up with my like college boyfriend and I
Mm,
was just like, I'm not like sleeping with anyone right now. I'm not
yeah.
making love with anyone. I'm like, I don't need. And I was also having weird side effects from it, I believe,
Mm,
like weird stomach issues
mm,
that I think the Accutane was causing
mm.
too. And I think I just had tapped into that, just like that one. It was one moment where I was like, I think this is what's causing my gut issues.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's so interesting to me because so many women who have come on this podcast like share a similar sentiment with birth control use that like one day they were just like, I don't think this is good for me.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, we kind of probably all have that feeling if we dig deep enough.
Yeah.
Were you like getting to know your cycle or like kind of connecting with your body in a different way at this time? Like when did that drop in?
Oh, so I feel like, yeah, this is a good story to share. Around when I was 21, I had just turned 21 and I had gotten pregnant.
Whoa.
And I was to like looking back at the whole situation, like I was totally ovulating then, but I had no idea. But
Wow.
like when I think back to it, I'm like, yeah, I was totally ovulating
I don't
then.
think I knew that. Wow.
Yeah. And then immediately it was like, okay, like I made the decision to have an abortion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because of yeah, just a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
My mom in the back of my head saying what she was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Partner I was with, I was 21. I had
Mm-hmm.
just graduated fashion school. I had just landed my dream job in the celebrity wardrobe styling industry.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah. So had an abortion and then I decided to get an IUD, a
Oh.
copper IUD, like pretty much right after.
Whoa. Wait, how did you feel about like what was it abortion? Yeah, I don't know even know what that was like for you.
It was like
Were you like
I was
disassociating?
dissociating.
Okay.
I was basically like I didn't have a gynecologist at the time. I've never
Yeah.
really had a
Me
gynecologist.
neither.
I've never,
I mean, Planned Parenthood was my
yeah.
gynecologist.
And so I immediately, like, I lived in LA at the time, like
Okay.
right in the heart of West Hollywood.
Oh
Like,
wow.
if anyone listening knows where like the Grove is, or like La Brea and Third, like that's where I
Yeah.
lived. Like those were my stomping
You
ground.
were living the dream.
Yeah, I was living the dream, the maiden
The
dream,
maiden
the
dream.
maiden dream. And I was just like, I think I called the nearest hospital and was like, I need a gyne, like the soonest gynecologist appointment, like get it, give it to me stat. So I go see this guy. He's a guy, he's a male.
Wow.
He delivered, this is just interesting. He delivered his daughter's baby. I'm
That's
not sure what to make of that.
I don't like
I
that.
don't like that. Yeah.
I think that's a little weird.
Yeah, it
It's
was
a
a
little
little weird.
much.
Like, and he had photos in his office. It was so weird. But the nurse, I really like. The nurse was like, she held it down for me.
Hmm.
But that one I did the like when you take the pills,
Yeah.
and oh my God, it was excruciating. I was vomiting. I had
Did you go
diarrhea.
home?
Yeah, I went home.
Yeah.
I went home and like I could just well, just going back to like that pregnancy, like I totally felt pregnant. Like the
Mm.
cravings, the emotions, like everything.
Whoa.
And so I took the pills and then like I think I literally went and worked the next day.
Whoa.
Because I had at the time I was like, this is my dream job. I just
Yeah.
started work like literally like I just started working for these stylists that I was like
Mm.
so stoked to work for as a maid and I'm 21 like
Mm.
and then in the fashion industry like they just tell you that you're like everyone's always telling you like you're replaceable. Like
Whoa.
even in fashion school they would tell us like you're replaceable.
Whoa.
So I had that in the back of my head like that I wasn't worthy, that I was replaceable and like I
Mm.
had to work really hard. And I had
Mm.
even told my bosses because they were women and they actually were like, "Do you want to take like some days?" Like they're like, "My mom went through something similar. Like you should take some days. And I was like, no, 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 like I'm good. Like I kept powering through it. So
Gosh, your
I'm just
poor
like,
maiden
I know.
self.
So I'm just like bleeding, like everything's happening, and I'm just like setting up fittings, going to Beverly Hills, like going to Marc Jacobs and picking dresses up, like I'm fine.
Wow.
Yeah,
So you were dissociating.
disassociating. And then not to mention like was in just a total crazy toxic relationship.
Oh God.
Oh
Were
God.
you still in the relationship after the abortion?
Yeah.
Mm.
And so then this is where it gets even crazier. So I go, I get this IUD pretty immediately after,
Whoa.
and then I get pregnant again.
What?
Yes. Literally, so I got pregnant like it was September. I had the abortion in October, and then I got pregnant in May, right before my 22nd birthday.
Whoa. Dude, that's wild. I didn't know
What?
any of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
So you had another
I
abortion.
had another one.
And what was that one
That
like?
one I did the like it was kind of semi-surgical, I guess. Like why I
Okay.
went into the office. I don't know why I decided like to go one
Mm,
way. I'm kind of I just feel like I'm just that type of person of like let me try
the other
the
thing.
other thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe I thought it would be less painful.
Yeah.
Physically, I think it was less painful. Emotionally, not so much.
God, I'm
Um,
so sorry, babe.
yeah, but I mean, it's like that's what brought me on my
Yeah.
path,
Yeah. So
you
did
know.
you start thinking about your womb in a different way after that? Or like what did that like open up for you?
Yeah, so then after that, the male gynecologist put me on birth control like a day after.
You're like,
Like a day after. And I just remember like my hormones were like I was like I could feel my hormone like I was like actually like feeling like totally ungrounded and like
mm,
a little psychotic from all like the hormonal things that were like
yeah.
just going on in my body. Like who
Yeah.
even knows what was going on?
You probably had like a kidney yin deficiency thing going on. It's like all the like
Yeah,
intensity.
it's probably my pattern.
Yeah, I think you do have that
I think I
pattern.
have that pattern. Yeah. And yeah, so then after that, I soon after got out of my relationship. I was like, I'm gonna go travel. I went to Israel
Whoa.
and just everything started to kind of like, there had some moments of, going back and coming back to the States and then going back to the relationship. And I had eventually it
Mm,
all like, it got totally cut off. And
yeah.
I started my health journey. Like I started learning, like I dove into herbal books of all about
Mm.
hormones. I started my juicing in my farmer's market era
Oh yeah, we
and
have
like
those too.
yeah. And honestly, yoga was like the modality that just held me. Like I
Yeah.
remember racing to Moto Yoga on 3rd Street to go to a hot yoga class and I'd go every single day. Like I would
Wow.
race there after fittings and work and that
Wow.
was like I would cry out my mat in the dark in the sweat and it was just like such medicine for me.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big part of my path too.
Yeah.
The hot yoga specifically in the dark.
Yeah, right.
Like that's just like
Yeah.
wow. Okay, so you're doing yoga. How old are you at this point?
23.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 23, 24. Yeah, I mean, you doing all those things and yet, still smoking cigarettes and drinking on the weekends and, just living like a fast-paced lifestyle still.
Yeah.
But, I was putting ashwagandha in my water.
Oh my gosh, ashwagandha was one. We have
My
so many
ashwagandha
similar
tincture.
threads.
Yeah.
I had ashwagandha powder and I was like working my corporate job, like staring at screens all day and drinking buttloads of coffee, but like putting my ashwagandha powder in the coffee.
Yeah, I have my ashwagandha tincture with my chia seed water in my car.
Chia seed water. But I love that. Like I love those little like I almost think of it as like the bridge moments to like
Yeah.
true vitality. when you're like young and like of course what the media tells us is healthy is all these like superfoods.
Hmm.
Like superfoods like
Totally.
chia drinks and acai bowls
Yeah.
and these things that like they're not bad, but it's
Yeah.
just not like the foundation of health. But I love that there is that era of like seeking that. And you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is good.
Yeah. We had to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. There was a question I just had about that time. Oh, I guess I just wanted to say I think it's sweet to, and you and I have talked about this a lot, to like really, we actually talked about this. Des and I host these like womb time circles in our local community where we teach women about the cycle and the archetypes of the cycle and like help women workshopping things going on in their bodies. And the last womb time, we like really dove into the archetype of the maiden because
Mm-hmm.
it's spring right now. And we talked about like how important it is to like honor our maiden season of life.
Yeah.
The same as in our cycle, but in our life, it's like, yeah, you were like drinking and smoking and there was like some craziness going
That's
on.
having so much fun.
You were learning
Yeah,
yourself. Like you
exactly.
were like exploring what this world has to offer for
Yeah,
you.
totally.
Yeah, so I think it's really cool to reflect on that and to not, yeah, we've talked about this, like not hold shame for that girl because she was like discovering who she was in
Totally.
every different way.
Yeah.
So epic.
Yeah. It was so
Yeah.
epic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did that like era kind of shift? I mean, obviously you have an entire story of like your relationship and your
Yeah.
conception journey, but I'm curious like yeah, what when that started to shift, the party girl era,
Mm,
party fashion girl era.
yeah, I would say 2020.
Of course.
Yeah, I would say 2020. I started to slow down like a bit before then. Like I made the conscious decision to get out of fashion.
Mm.
But yeah, 2020 was, I had, or maybe even, it was like 2019, like
Mm.
right before COVID happened.
Mm.
I was like feeling the call to move, like to get out of the Hollywood area. I was, looking at places by the beach, and I actually worked for this amazing woman. Her name's June, and she was like an ex-Wall Street finance woman.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And she started this health and wellness company making superfood powders.
Ah,
So like
superfoods.
yeah, she had like the cacao one, the cordyceps, she had the ashwagandha one,
I
and then
love
she had
that.
the like turmeric golden milk one and face oils, and she was amazing. I seriously like love this woman. Like she
Wow.
really helped me like find my path of like being in the wellness industry because
Whoa.
because when I said I was like, okay, I'm gonna get out of fashion and
Yeah.
I want to work in health and wellness. Just kept telling that to God, like I want to work in health and wellness. And then I
Whoa.
literally find June, and yeah, so she like I'd go to her house and she'd cook us like the most like amazing healthy meals, or like she would know the healthiest spots to like order from in LA. She would take us to Vegas and like do these like health and wellness trade shows.
Wait, so how did you decide you wanted to get into health and wellness? What, just like how did that drop in?
It was just like a combination of yoga. I was
Right, yeah.
yoga teacher training. I was like starting to cook, a lot more. Oh,
Yeah.
doTERRA. I was a
doTERRA.
doTERRA girl. Essential oils.
We were all the same. I didn't sell
I
doTERRA,
sold it.
but it was like the yoga
Yeah.
teacher
The
training.
yoga, the essential oils,
Yeah.
the
The
astrology, the
astrology,
crystals.
the
Yeah.
crystals.
It
Yeah.
was all of that. And
Yeah.
I was just like, this is my next kind of
Yeah.
route. And yeah, just like tuning into my body more
Mm,
and learning about the phases and all of that. And yeah. And then I ended up moving to Topanga Canyon in 2019.
the perfect place
The perfect place to
to
land.
do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh. And then I went to Bali
And
for
what
a
happened?
month.
What happened in Bali? Just
It
part
was
of your
just like,
travel
yeah,
era.
just like the land. I don't know. I just felt a call to go. And I was working for an astrologer
Yeah.
then, who actually now they live here. It's
Oh wow,
crazy.
really?
Yeah, Ricky and that's another crazy story. When I was working in the fashion industry, Gabrielle Union was and Dwayne Wade, they were one of our clients,
Oh well.
if anyone knows who they are. And her assistant, I would always vibe with her assistant. We'd talk about like the cycle and essential oils and
Wow.
herbs. And she's like, you need to meet my brother. And I'm like, your brother? Who's your brother? Are you trying to like set me up with your brother? And I like, she's like, Ricky Williams. Like he was in the NFL. He like got expelled for cannabis and then went and studied Ayurveda and Chinese medicine. And I was like, okay. And so
What?
I like go and look him up. He has a wife and he has a company, a CBD company he uses Chinese medicine,
Wow.
herbs from Chinese medicine and then CBD.
Oh, that's cool.
And I ended up working for them.
Oh my gosh.
And he's also like a really big astrologer. So is his wife. Literally just saw his wife like a week ago.
And they live here
They
now.
live here now, right down
That's
the street
so
from us.
really.
Yeah. And at the time I was like, oh, can I go to Bali? And they're like, oh yeah, your Jupiter is like crossing through Sag. You have to go to Bali.
The best bosses.
Yeah. So I go right before lockdown.
Whoa.
Almost got stuck there.
Wow.
And
Yeah, I think you told me that.
I just like, yeah, I feel like the land, I needed something from that land there.
Mm,
And it needed something from me. And
yeah.
it was just like, yeah, it was just like a freeing trip to go on. And yeah, it just kept fueling my health and wellness passion at the time. You know, the
Wow.
food, the smoothies, and the superfoods. And just, yeah, the land, the water.
Wow. And what happened when you got back?
Uh, I actually feel like I kind of went through like a tough time, just like
Mm,
with, COVID and
yeah,
I
it was
lost my
hard.
job and I was like, what am I doing?
Mm,
And then I that's when I was working a lot with mushroom medicine at that
mm-hmm.
time. It was really helping me. I was having like really powerful solo ceremonies where I was
Wow.
like really connecting to my body. I was connecting to my womb. I was just like forgiving, like doing so much just like work on like forgiving myself and like the way that I had treated my body in the past and
Hmm.
just so healing, like
So
just
deep.
tucked in away in those mountains and just like
Yeah.
yeah, working with the medicine, healing, and then yeah, soon met my husband after, my now husband.
And you guys were friends first, right?
Yeah, so we were coworkers.
Right.
We were growing mushrooms at the time, and then I needed I was living with one of my best friends. Our third roommate moved out, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey, you should move in with us." And then we were coworkers, best friends, roommates, lovers, and now we have a baby boy. We're married, so
It's incredible.
yeah,
Okay, I feel like this is a good time. I mean, if there's a gap in the timeline and you want to share something in between, I'm happy to hear that too. But I'm like, you have this like beautiful conception
yeah.
story. Like when does that land? Like obviously you meet
hmm
Anthony.
Yeah, so we meet Anthony. We went through all kinds of initiations over the 4 year that like 4 or 5 years
Yeah.
together. And yeah, like I guess I never really thought about having kids like like that deeply. Like I didn't like
Mm,
feel like I like desired that. I knew I like eventually it would come, but I didn't really have a timeline of when. Like I feel like a lot of women are like, by the time I'm this age, I'm gonna be married and have a baby. I
yeah.
never had that. Anthony was the one that was more like he wanted to be a dad. Like
Wow.
he's wanted to be a dad since he was like, I don't know, 3 years old.
It's cute.
So cute.
It's cute.
And so I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And we let's see. So also like because this is part of the story, because of Anthony, like I was calling it in before I met Anthony, but like just the medicine path in general,
Yeah.
like combo and ayahuasca and all the medicines and we we were sitting in a lot of ceremonies together
Mm.
and working with a lot of plants and doing plant dietas, and I felt this really strong. Well, I went to the jungle in March, like April of 2023, and my intention, which like I kind of forgot about, but like when I think back to when I was sharing my intentions with like our teachers, like our maestro, this came out. And what came out was like I'm preparing to be a mother.
Whoa.
But I wasn't even like conscious that I had said it was weird.
Yeah.
And my teacher was like basically kind of like laughed in my face in like a like not in like a
Oh.
like more of like a like a maestro like shaman way of like
All
I
right.
do have a lot of things to do, which was mostly like a lot of like a lot of healing to do, and like which was like most of it was coming from my maiden. Like a lot that needed to be healed from my maiden,
Yeah.
which you like that has to happen to
Yeah.
go from that maiden to mother initiation.
Yeah, to heal the wounded
Yeah,
maiden.
like I had to heal the wounded maiden, and that
Yeah.
was like what was like being focused on and like
Mm.
illuminated during that dieta.
And what would you say, like, for people listening who maybe aren't necessarily familiar with the archetype of the wounded maiden? Obviously, it's like that can show up in so many different ways.
Yeah.
I know for me, it was like mainly the seeking external validation thing. That's
Hmm.
like the big thing I had to contend with and have to contend with often. Was there like a specific kind of thing, wounded maiden thing for you?
Definitely that as well,
Yeah.
seeking validation, but also just not standing up for myself, like abusive patterns, um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and just yeah, like and not having a lot of self-love,
Yeah.
or
That's
yeah,
such a big one.
yeah, and just like yeah, my heart was like just not in a good place,
Yeah.
like just a lot of like armor around my heart,
Oof. Yeah.
like darkness, yeah.
Mm. Okay, so you're in the
I'm
jungle.
in the jungle. Yeah, so much happens. So much comes up then. Anthony and I get back. He proposes pretty soon after.
Wow.
And then in the jungle, my last ceremony, I got a very clear message from ayahuasca, from the plants. Your next diet will be with rose, with the plant rose. Like that's your next plant ally. And
Mm.
it's crazy because my great grandma is named Rose.
Mm.
And
Wow.
yeah. So yeah, we ended up moving to Grass Valley. We get out of LA, moved to Northern California.
You didn't know anyone when you moved here, did you?
I moved here. I knew Ricky and Linnea,
Oh,
my
okay,
old
your old
bosses.
bosses.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
stayed in on their land in their yurt,
Okay,
and that's how
cool.
we found our place. I was
Wow.
scrolling on Zillow on their land.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. Oh, that's epic.
yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we get this calling to move to Northern California. A couple months later, yeah, it's 2024, February. Or no, so January 29th actually is the exact date that I decided to open up my diet with Rose, which is
Some of
my
you might,
son's
I
birthday.
was gonna say some people might recognize that
Yeah.
date from the beginning of the
Yeah.
episode.
So my son was born exactly a year after I opened up this diet with Rose. And again, like I don't remember like actually having this intention. It's just like it just like comes through and it's like something that's like, beyond you. But like my
Yeah.
intention when I look back in my notebook was to be a mom. But like
Whoa.
not only to be a mom, like to be a mom, but also be supporting women and
Mm.
to have my businesses and be an entrepreneur and
Mm.
like not doing it all in like a super mom way, but just like
Yeah.
being, in my passions and like,
Yeah.
yeah, like fully. And so, yeah, after that diet, actually the ceremony that I sat in to close that diet was a month long. That ceremony, the last ceremony I sat in to close it up, I had three spirit babies around me. Like I
Whoa.
remember I went outside, I was like singing, had some songs come through, and then boom, there's like three spirit babies around me. I was
Wow.
like, okay, okay. Oh, and that's when I also found the blood mystery school was
Really?
literally during my rose dieta.
Oh
And I
my
wasn't
gosh.
even on social media at that time because I always get off of it when I'm in a plant study.
Yeah.
But like I randomly checked my email that day and it was like Blood Mysteries Roundtable, 10 minutes. And I'm like, I think I need to be on this. I had like no idea why. Like I didn't even see like Free Birth Study like marketing it at the time.
Yeah.
But I was actually calling in more at that time. I was calling in more sisterhood. I was calling in more connection with my blood, more connection with my cycle, more connection with my
Mhm.
womb, Rose.
Uh,
That's what she does. And then that's when I saw you on the round table.
I was in Costa Rica.
You
I
were
think
with
I was it with
Kristen.
Kristen.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so
So
funny.
funny. So that was just like such a big moment. Like just like that diet was just such a pivotal moment
Wow.
in my like womanhood journey.
Yeah.
And
Epic.
yeah, and then we soon after Anthony and I went to Mexico And I remember being on the beach with my good sister Olivia, who was like, in her second trimester, and just she was like gorgeous on the
Yeah.
fucking beach with her belly and her tan skin. And I was like, I want to like be you.
You're like,
Like
it's my
this, like
time.
I think I need this. And then Anthony and I, we went home, we came back from Mexico, and then conceived like on my 29th birthday,
Whoa.
or at least in that window,
Yeah.
right? 29 seems to be a thing. 29 is when
Oh
I
my gosh, that's the same
conceived.
number.
Yeah, I had him when I was 29, and Shai was born on the 29th. I don't know why
Wow.
29 seems to be a thing. 11.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, 2 + 9, 11. It's a good
Two,
number.
two. Yeah. Yeah, and it happened on the first try. Maybe like I mean at least in that first ovulation window.
Yeah.
Like I thought I was gonna have time. I don't know. I thought I was like gonna have some time, and so I was a little shocked.
Your maiden was shocked.
I was shocked. I was actually like
Wow.
a bit disoriented.
Really?
Yeah.
In what way? Like, what were you feeling?
Like I just remember waiting for my bleed to come, and
Um,
I was feeling beyond luteal, like beyond. And Anthony's like, "Yeah, you're pregnant," and I'm like, "No, I'm not." And he's like, "Okay, like okay." And then at some point, I think I was like 3 days late, and I'm never 3 days
yeah.
late. And I literally like it wasn't any cute surprise, like let me surprise. It was like I need to get a test now. Or like he's like unloading groceries and I'm like taking the test and I just like walk out and I'm like, yeah, I'm pregnant. And he goes, I know. He
Wait,
said,
so your
yeah.
initial reaction was like, were you a little emotional? Like you were shocked?
I was shocked.
Yeah.
That like whatever line, that positive line, it came up so fast. Came up in
Whoa.
like 2 seconds.
Whoa.
2 seconds. I'm not even exaggerating. And so yeah, I was like shocked, but I was like, okay, like this is obviously, what spirit wants.
Yeah.
And I have no choice but to
Wow.
prepare.
And what was your pregnancy like?
First trimester was so awful. I
Mm.
was actually sharing with another sister yesterday, like how awful I felt, like actually
Mm.
how disorienting it was. Like I'm coming up on my 2 year anniversary of that time,
Yeah.
and like I just feel like I'm starting to feel like there's not a lot of support for women in their first
I
trimester.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
It's really deep.
Yeah.
It's really disassociating, I think, especially for your first one.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know second, I don't know yet,
Yeah.
but I feel like, yeah, for your first one, it's like such an identity shift, but you
Hmm.
don't even really know you're going through that identity shift. But it really is the start of the ceremony from maiden to
Wow.
mother, right?
Yeah.
And like,
That's such a good way to put it, the start of the
yeah, like the
ceremony.
start of the ceremony. Yeah, I just
Wow.
got chills.
Oh.
And so, yeah, I was, very nauseous, weird food cravings, things that I normally eat every day for breakfast. I could no longer.
What were you eating?
Cashews?
Yum.
Like I was eating, like eggs, butter, meat. And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden I'm like,
Cashews.
cashews, pad thai, ice cream, sour gummy worms,
No.
dried papaya, dried mango, bread. Oh, no, no, no. I could only do bagels
Bagels.
and cream cheese. I could do
The girl's
sourdough butter.
Jewish. The
No
girl's
way. Yeah.
Jewish.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't juice. I like smoothies.
Okay, that's
You know
pretty
what?
good.
Raw milk and chopped cacao and like honey really carried me through that first
That's pretty
trimester.
nourishing for
And
your
collagen.
body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like what I would
And also
drink.
something that Kristen says that like I've learned from like client work too is like what you do before you get pregnant carries you through the first trimester. Like
Yeah.
it's like your body is can survive.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
felt like the 3 months of like really dialing in my nutrition and like, just like eating a lot of meat and everything, like I
Yeah.
felt like I remember her actually saying that because I was in her
Mm.
Vital Pregnancy Collective
Oh,
in my
you were.
first trimester. And
Aw.
I do remember her, like I was telling her this and she was, yeah, like, don't worry, like like the last 3 months of your nutrition is like carrying
Yeah.
you right now.
It's that 3 month
Yeah,
ovarian cycle.
exactly.
She also said to me once when I was like, this was like 2.5 years ago, and I had my like first pregnancy client in my practice who was like really struggling in her first trimester. And I remember talking to Kristen about it and being like, yeah, how do I help her? And Kristen's like, I mean, we can do a few things, but like, you kind of just have to tell her like that's how it is. And like,
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy how not okay you can be and how okay that is.
Yeah,
That's what she
exactly.
said to
It's
me.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was doing all my herbs, like I had my
Yeah.
herbs and my supplements, and I was really good about that. But it was just a whole ceremony.
A
Like
ceremony is
it
a
was
great way to
such
put
a
it.
ceremony, and for like, someone that also walks the medicine path and like
Yeah.
is familiar with that space, for me it was like it was crazy. Like I would have like a thought. Like I had a lot of negative thoughts during my
Mm,
first trimester. A lot of fears come up, a lot of loops.
mm.
And but I would feel these things come up and then all of a sudden I was so nauseous and I had a bucket next to me at all times. Like I would
So
ride around
literally an
in my
ayahuasca
car. Yeah.
ceremony.
I was in my like I would literally have I had one in my car at all times. And like it was just all day constant. And so yeah, but I would have these like thoughts and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden I would need to purge.
Whoa.
And I remember one night was like the absolute worst of it. And I like woke up in the middle of the night and I actually took some cannabis because I thought it would help.
Mm.
Didn't, I guess it helped. It like sent me into a whole basically ayahuasca ceremony
Oh my
where I
God.
was like on my hands and knees praying for this like feeling to like leave my body, like just like that nauseating
Yeah.
heaviness. And then it did. I went outside at like 5 a.m. and I'm just like playing my Ngoni, like singing about the Maiden to Mother journey.
Such a sweet visual.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fact that you were like having thoughts, like negative thought patterns, and then like
Yeah.
purging, to me, it's like, whoa, like you really were in a medicine ceremony of like
Yeah.
releasing anything that like you can't take to mother with you.
Exactly. And like totally also facilitated by my son,
Ugh,
just like him shamaning me throughout the whole thing. Like
sweet
you just
boy.
feel his energy like carrying me through it all.
Yeah.
Um, oh man, I wanted to say one thing, but I can't
About the
I think
purging
the first
ceremony?
trimester, maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know what it was. Oh, I was planning a wedding too.
Oh yeah, you were getting
I was
married.
planning a wedding during my first trimester,
Oh my
or like
God. And
attempting
that's like
to.
shadow work in and of itself,
Oh
like
God,
wedding.
yeah,
It's like deep.
yeah. It was every night. I was like, we're not getting married. We're not having a wedding. Nope, we're eloping. Next day, I think I'll be okay.
Which trimester were you when you got married? Were you first?
Just entering the second. I
Okay.
was like got pregnant in May, and our wedding was in August.
Yeah.
So I started to feel a lot better, like right after, pretty much right after we got married.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the rest of your pregnancy like after the first trimester stuff?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved being pregnant.
Mm.
Yeah. Food tasted so good. I was doing a lot of hypnosis, preparing for my
Mm.
birth.
Mm.
That was really good to like not only for the birth itself, but like, fears around motherhood and
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. And what about your birth?
Yeah.
Or is there anything else you want to say about leading up to it?
Yeah, I think like, I chose to do a wild pregnancy, if you
Hmm.
will. It was just like a very clear calling. Even
Yeah.
before I got pregnant, I was like, I feel like this is how I want my child to enter the world, is in this way, or at least I feel like that's how he wants to enter.
Yeah.
And so I honored that.
Yeah. That's
Um,
beautiful.
and I wasn't like closed off to like other types of prenatal care. Like I
Hmm.
was like, God, if I'm meant to have a doula or a midwife at my birth, like please bring me them. And there's no shortage of
Hmm.
them in our town.
Yeah, true.
It's like they're
They're
everywhere.
everywhere.
But no one came. Like the only
Wow.
person God sent was my chiropractor, Tara,
Who's our best
who's
friend
our
now?
best friend. Yeah. Like literally, it's like you're gonna see her every week throughout your
Yeah.
pregnancy. You'll be good. And
Yeah.
yeah. And then Anne, who was at my birth, my best
Hmm.
friend, who now she's totally, into birth work now, and so
Yeah.
awesome. And yeah, so I knew that I would have, I was planning a free birth or whatever, an unassisted birth, if you will,
Yeah.
whatever the titles are nowadays.
Whatever title you want it to
Title,
be.
yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, I just wanted to have my son at home with my husband there and my
Yeah.
best friend present and
Yeah.
our cat. And my husband was super on board. He was like, yeah, like, duh.
I love that.
Yeah, he's like, duh. Yeah, and I think it all, yeah, the condition, so much of I mean, this is a whole, it could be a whole different
Yeah,
podcast, but like
always.
the conditioning, from our parents and the way that they
Yeah.
brought us into the world. And
Yeah.
yeah, which I
Yeah.
feel like I went the opposite of my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
like she had, C-section, doctor told
Yeah,
her
my mom
this,
did too.
that, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was down.
She was
She was
down.
so down. She's like, yeah, give me the drugs, give me
I
the
mean, I
drugs.
think yeah, like when you're like when you're in that type of environment where it's so rough already, it's like yeah, like
Hmm.
let's just get this over
Exactly.
with.
Yeah.
Versus like you having sort of an orientation to like medicine work.
Yeah.
You were like, I bet it was probably just kind of cool to you to think about your birth being like a ceremony.
Exactly. Yeah. And that
Yeah.
was like in my birthing affirmations. I actually just sent to a client the other day, like,
Aw.
here's my birthing affirmations. And it's like, birth is a ceremony.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, it is. Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, take me up
To the
to the
day.
day,
Yeah. So
January 29th.
I so badly wanted like a nighttime labor, like, when the whole world's asleep
It's
and
quiet.
it's quiet, your pineal gland can do all that work, but in the dark.
Yeah.
That did not happen. It was like broad daylight.
Really?
Yeah. So, well, it's crazy because he came January 29th. My due date calculator said like the 30th,
Oh.
but I kept telling everyone my due date was the 29th.
Oh.
Like, I don't know why. I just told everyone, yeah, it's 29th, it's 29th. And yeah, so Tara, going back to Tara, my chiropractor, she was at my house the night before. Her and my husband were doing some work together, and then they brought me ice cream, which was my
Cute.
last meal.
Your last meal was ice
It was
cream. What
ice.
kind of
Well,
ice
I did
cream?
eat during my labor a little bit. It was like from treats. It was
Which
like
one?
I was so pregnant. I got like a fucking mix match of like three flavors, like orange chip and gingerbread and like cookies and cream was my favorite when I was pregnant.
Yum.
It was like all I could eat was cookies and
Yum.
cream ice cream. So, and I'm like sitting there with Tara and I'm like, I just like feel like a tinge in my pelvis. She's like, sounds like something's happening. And I was like, no, like I have time. And then I remember like Tara was still at my house and they were doing some like release spiritual work together. And I was just kind of getting like, I don't know, like I needed her out of my house.
Yeah,
Like I
you
love
felt,
her,
yeah.
obviously, but I just like needed
You need your
her out of my
space.
house for some reason. And like I needed to like, I just felt this like compulsive energy to sage my entire house too that night.
Wow.
And I was listening to this Audible, it's called Conversations with God. And
Mm-hmm.
I remember one specific line that I was listening that I maybe heard that day or a few days prior that was like, don't pray to God like for what you want. Like pray to God in gratitude. Because
Mm.
then you're like in that energy of like it's
Mm-mm.
already here.
I love
It's
that.
not far.
Yeah.
So this that will come later in the story why I'm bringing that up right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so then Tara leaves. I go to sleep. I still feel like, a little like energy is shifting in my body, but I feel
Mm-hmm.
nothing. I still think I have time. I wake up at like maybe 3 a.m. and like I had to change my pants because like there was just a lot of
Fluid.
fluid.
Yeah.
I still didn't think of anything. I didn't want to
Had
like
you like been
overthink.
leaking or anything like prior to that?
Yeah,
Like a
like I feel
little?
like I had been the like for like weeks. Like my
Mm.
mucus plug was like slowly releasing.
Which is normal, yeah.
Yeah. I never actually saw my mucus plug.
Really?
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
never had a dramatic gushing water.
No, I did.
You did.
Oh, well, it wasn't, yeah, I did, but
I think that would be so fun.
it wasn't as dramatic as
You
like
would
you would
think.
think. But yeah, so I changed my pants. It's like 3 in the morning and I go
Yeah.
back to sleep and then I like wake up, I think it's like 8:30 and I get out of bed to go pee, like to go to the bathroom, and then all of a sudden, like my water broke. But I was
Ah!
like, did I pee? Like, let me smell. Like, I was still like wasn't sure. Like,
Like not convinced.
yeah, like not convinced. Just like I wasn't convinced that I was pregnant
Yeah.
and that
Interesting.
it could happen on the first try. Like,
Interesting.
and so then I'm like, okay, my water definitely just broke. And I think my husband was somewhere on our land, like on a call or something. And I called him and I was like, hey, I think my water just broke, but like I'm just gonna go. throughout. Like, I'm just gonna like live my life normal. I
Yeah.
texted Ange and I was like, hey, like, just so you know, my water broke, but like, don't worry, I'm just gonna live my life normal. Like, and that was kind of like I didn't like want to like get my hopes up and then,
Yeah.
so
But
whatever.
that's a smart thing to
Yeah, I
do.
just wanted to stay like very like clean and even in my energy.
Yeah.
It's a bright sunny day. My land, our guy that works on the land, his name is Sebastian. He was there
Oh, I know this part.
and he was having here you have to burn all your
Mhm.
all the like the extra plants that you pull out of the earth and all
Yeah.
that. So he had a burn pile on the land going and I was like, okay, if I'm going to go into labor and give birth today, like let me start this ceremony. I'm gonna take a shower, I'm gonna nourish, I'm gonna eat breakfast, and I'm gonna go give an offering to the fire.
Yeah.
Anthony went to the fire and was like telling our land guide like that I was about to be in labor, basically. And so I go take a shower. I only make it to the shower. Like I didn't get to cook breakfast because that's like when
Whoa.
contractions or the waves started. And it
Wow.
just felt like cramps, like really intense period cramps.
That's what it felt like, but probably like they were rhythmic, you know?
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. So I get back into bed and I like immediately do my birthing hypnosis that I had recorded for myself.
Oh, you recorded it for yourself?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Really, yeah,
sweet.
Mike did all the production and everything. But
Wow.
it's like, yeah, yeah. So went listen to that just to get my mind straight and ready. And then like things really started to pick up. And it's
Mhm.
10:30. I call Anthony. I'm like, it's happening. Anthony like comes inside. He takes a shower. He puts his ceremony pants on. His like his like Shipibo white, yeah, pants. Um, and then plays this song that he was obsessed with at the time.
Oh.
I can't remember the name of it, but it's by Ray Montaigne or something like that. It's about
Oh.
being born and like I'll have to link the song.
Yeah,
It's a
we'll
good
link the
song,
song.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, on the vinyl and he's ready.
Mhm.
He's ready to go. And yeah, things just like really start picking up. The only comfortable place is my bathroom because
Mm.
the toilet, I have a
Yeah.
wooden toilet seat, so it's pretty
Nice.
nice. And there's roses on the wallpaper.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's a pretty bathroom.
Yeah. And so there was that. I was like, I feel like I really want to make sure I'm nourished.
Hmm.
So I had this weird inkling to cook sweet potatoes and chicken like 2 days prior. Like
Oh,
I was like, I feel like I need
interesting.
to batch cook sweet potatoes and chicken. Don't know why. Well, that's why.
You needed
So
it.
I'm like eating sweet potatoes and chicken on the toilet, like laboring, like eating through contractions. In my birth plan, I had put apple cider vinegar in my water as like a labor aid.
Oh,
Don't do that. It's
yeah.
just like the whole day I was drinking vinegar. And like I couldn't like have the energy to like tell them to like
Not.
no, I finally did have the no, actually I finally did have the fucking energy to tell them. And then Ange gives me the straw
And it tastes
and it
like
tastes like vinegar.
no.
She didn't know, but
Oh
so
man.
funny.
Oh
Okay,
man.
so then yeah, we then Anthony lets Ange know like, okay, yeah, Desiree's like moving through it.
Yeah.
But like we'll let you know when to come over. And then eventually, like, yeah, Anthony's trying to like in my birth plan, I wrote, yeah, like Sage and Kapal, and Anthony's like trying to do all that. And I'm like, dude, fuck that. I just need you to like be here. Like
Yeah.
be here.
Wow.
Like do something besides smudge me. Like what are you like, just like in that energy of I don't know, like a wild
Well,
woman.
yeah, I feel like it's like you think you need all these
Yeah, you
things,
don't.
but like
No.
yeah.
Hated my playlist.
Really?
Hated it.
What was it?
I don't know, a bunch of
Like
medicine,
spiritual music.
spirituals,
Yeah.
lyrics.
Yeah.
I think, and then I eventually told Anthony to put on binaural beats, which then was like so fucking intense, but I think like ultimately helped maybe.
Yeah.
So then Ange comes over and, before she comes over, her and her partner who we sit in ceremony with, I was just like, chanting to my plants and my,
Mm.
my ancestors and
Mm.
was like calling it a speedy labor for me.
Mm.
And then this was, yeah, like 12, maybe like noon, around noon. Ange gets there. our land guy is there still with a leaf blower.
This is the part I remember.
With a leaf blower, like literally I'm on the toilet and leaf, I mean we all know what a leaf blower sounds like.
You're
Like
like, no.
and like our he's like blowing leaves off of our deck and our deck is like where my bathroom
Oh my
is.
God.
And like I remember trying to be like, yeah, like I'm not gonna let that sound like ruin like bother me. Like let me
Yeah.
like work with it.
But
And
then
like
you're also like,
yeah. And
no.
then I took a shower, but I just like I was yeah, the shower felt like depleting. Like I felt
Interesting.
depleted from like I needed the hot water,
Yeah.
but I just felt like I was like getting depleted because it was so hot.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, and I was like, no, 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 I can't be in the shower.
Yeah.
And then I just kept going. I don't like, this is such like a little bit of a blur, but I just kept going from like room to room to get away from the leaf blower and to
Mhm.
like be comfortable. I could not find a comfortable position like for the life of me. I
Mm.
went into our guest room where we have an extra bed and I threw up in the bed. Like,
Whoa.
yeah, I threw up in the bed in a bucket. Anthony sleeps in that bed sometimes, and he was like, feel like he's like, that was like your maiden self, like giving me like one last, like, haha, like purging in my bed. And I was like,
You're like, all right,
all right,
buddy.
fine. Yeah, sure, maybe.
What was everyone else doing, like Ange and Anthony, like when you were kind of walking around laboring?
I remember when I was in the shower, they took it upon themselves to use that time to eat cheese and crackers. And like nourished, which I'm glad they did. Like I want a nourished birth team.
Yeah,
Like
of
thank you.
course. Of course.
Um, they were just yeah, like I don't even know what they were doing. They were very like hands off.
Yeah. Just kind of like holding the space.
Yeah, just like
Yeah.
totally holding the space. And I remember being really vocal,
Mm,
like telling them everything that was going on.
it's good.
Like, this is so intense. Yeah, like, are you serious? Like, is this, yeah, just like voicing everything. Like, it's so painful, like everything.
Yeah.
Which was, yeah, just good for them to be like, yeah,
That's cool that you were able to
yeah,
just say it all.
yeah.
Like a lot of like, yeah,
And in
use,
the
yeah.
yeah, and in the shower, I was like opening up my voice and like yeah, making sounds. I was like walking around naked the whole time too.
Nice.
And then eventually I could not take the leaf blowing anymore. And I was like, someone needs to go tell him like to stop. So
Yeah.
Anthony goes to tell him to stop and he's basically like, I have 20 minutes left. Your fire insurance department is coming to inspect your land tomorrow. So I can't stop. And it's just like comical and like our
It is
son is
comic.
he's so funny. Like he's
Yeah.
hilarious.
He
Like I
is so
always tell him how
funny.
funny he is and it's just like of course you wanted to come in that way.
He's like, this will be a take mom for a little bit of a loop.
Yeah. And yeah, at one point like it was just so intense and I was like I don't know how much longer I can actually take of this and my mind was
Mm,
going to like what if my labor's 2 days? What if it's 3 days? Oh my God,
mm,
this is crazy. If this
mm,
happens like that. And like
mm,
Ange, I didn't say that, but I didn't say that out loud. But Ange must have picked up on it because she goes, "You're meeting your baby today." And she
mm,
just kept saying that.
mm.
And I actually had played the whole scenario of like, okay, I'm gonna go to the hospital. I'm going to like I don't know how I'm gonna get dressed and like go into the car in broad daylight and like watch cars drive on the freeway. Like I played that image in my head.
Whoa.
And Ange just kept going like, "You're meeting your baby today. You're meeting your baby today." And yeah, they're like following me around back to like what were they doing? They were also like following me around the house because like we have carpet. So they were like trying not to like make sure all the blood, wasn't going on the carpet
Yeah,
and like the
fair.
fluids and like yeah, like just being mindful of the cleanliness of the space and whatnot. And yeah, I think that was maybe like around the time that I've like must have hit transition.
What was that
Well,
like?
I don't know. I think this is what happened. Everything's like, I had that moment. Everything was really intense. And then everything started to slow down
But that's what happens right before
before.
transition.
I know.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I got a little scared, or like, I was
Um,
just like, okay, everything's slowing down. Like, what's happening?
yeah.
But like, and so, yeah, I had like a little bit of like another kind of like freak out moment, I
Yeah.
guess. I mean, I was fine, but like, so I go back in the bathroom, I'm on the toilet, my favorite positions, throne.
You're thrown.
and I call two women. I call one sister who used to be a midwife assistant. Well, first I call my friend who free birthed two of her babies.
Okay.
She doesn't answer. So I call my friend who was a midwife assistant. Yeah. And I tell her what's going on. I don't even know how I'm using the phone. Like I actually took my phone and dialed. Like
That's
I
wild.
know. And so I was just like, told her, I was like, hey, like everything's slowing down. And she asked me a couple questions and blah, blah, blah. She's like, yeah, it's super normal. She's like, yeah, everything sounds great. Like, if you want, like, if you want, like, you can, yeah, like, make out and, like, stimulate your nipples to, like, make things, like, go faster or, like, take a nap or, like, eat to, like, get your body ready.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. Oh, and then let me also back up. The one thing I kept saying was, like, when the baby's, like, when his head was coming down, the
Mhm.
perineum,
Yeah.
and it feels like you have to poop, but you
Yeah.
can't. Dude, that is crazy. And I literally just kept saying, I just need to poop.
And everyone's
I
like, no,
just
you
need to poop.
don't.
Like that's literally what I was just like screaming at. And like I was like pushing back on the sensation.
That's
And
wild.
Stefania was like, don't like she told me like not to do that. She's like,
Yeah.
just don't do that. And I was like,
That
how
must
do
be a
you not do
wild
it?
feeling.
It's wild.
Yeah.
And so hang up with her. My friend Alexis calls me and she's just like, yeah, welcome to labor. Welcome to your ceremony. So when do you want the baby out? And it's 4:30 now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, an hour. I cannot go past an hour. And she's like, okay, great. Now go back to your cave. Please go do your work. And I'm like,
Whoa.
yeah, you should meet her. She lives here. She's awesome. And I was like, okay, but can you pray for me? And she's like, yes, I will pray for you. Please, goodbye.
Sometimes we need the tough love.
Just like hangs up on me, and I'm like, okay. So I go back into the room with Aunt with my I'm in my bedroom on my hands and knees. Anthony's taking a nap on the biomat. We need a rested birth team. He's taking a nap.
Good.
And just holding my hand, like the waves, like oh, like that's when like I could really just like yeah, like feel the waves coming.
Mm,
It was like excruciating.
yeah.
And I start yeah, just this song comes and it's like come on, baby, let's go home.
Mm.
Come on, baby, bring us home. And that just like I kept singing that and it
Wow.
was helping and it was just like everything I needed and I start to get yeah like sleepy and like
Mm.
everything starts to like calm down and I'm like I get on my bed and I'm like oh wow like I actually feel like I'm finally in a position where I'm comfortable and I'm
Mm.
like lying down but like my legs are open and then that's when was like I see like the head and I could like
Whoa.
feel the head and then Anthony wakes up from his nap and is like sees the head and he's like, yeah, babe, I think it's time that you birth the baby. Like,
Not say
yes,
that.
he said exactly that. I think it's time that you birth this baby.
You're like, do you know what I've been doing this
Yeah.
whole time?
And I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, I think you need to get on all fours and let gravity do the work. He's like, get on the floor, like, birth the baby. And I'm like, I have like no, I'm like, okay, like,
Yeah.
okay.
You're like, sure, you help with the baby.
And so I get in Malasana. I'm like squatting in Malasana, which was
Whoa.
like so intense.
I bet that felt really
It was so
intense.
intense, and I immediately was like, okay, let's go to all
Of
fours.
course.
And then I just start pushing, and Shaya's head comes out
Ah.
like in between, like Ange is in the back of me. There's a photo where like we can see his head, like he's in. If you haven't seen that photo, I should show you. But he's like
No.
in between worlds, like it's just his head is
Oh,
out.
I need to see
It's
that.
crazy. He has like duck face. He's like
Sweet boy.
and then like I just keep I don't know why I thought like as soon as you push the head out, it's the fetal ejection reflex. It's
Yeah.
actually the shoulders, the head and the
Yeah.
shoulders. So
The
his
shoulders.
head's out, and I'm like, okay, like
You're like, come
come
on.
on. And then Anthony's like, no, you have to push his shoulders out, babe. Like keep come on, like keep going. And I just like don't even I tapped into some crazy primal shit. And
Whoa.
yeah, I felt the fire crotch like totally. Oh
Really?
my God, yeah, it was crazy. And then he like, yeah, and then he came out. Came out like
Wow.
instantly crying. I had like this fear around like, what if he's not breathing? What if he's not
Yeah,
crying?
of course.
And instantly crying like a little jaguar. Like I'm in shock again, like just
The
the
shock.
shock, like, and I'm like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. And like I look back at my birth video and I'm like literally for like 10 minutes going, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. And like Anthony, he's like, you were literally telling yourself it's okay. You weren't even telling Shia like that you were telling yourself it's okay. And then
Yeah, you were probably, I mean, like you're coming down.
yeah,
It's
he's
like
coming. Yeah, and I was like, didn't really like.
you're like returning from a different
Yeah,
world.
exactly. Even though I felt really grounded in my like labor, like I
Yeah.
didn't have like any psychedelic like visuals or any of that, you know? But
Yeah.
like yeah, I felt so like yeah, like I was returning to my body.
Yeah.
And then yeah, he came out. Anthony caught him. Well, Anthony looked at Ange like you're gonna catch him, right? And Ange just like, you're catching your son. And what
Yeah.
and he came right at 5:30 or 5:35, so
It
exactly
was an
an
hour.
hour. And at sunset. Like
Wow.
right at sunset. I had all the candles on my altar like lit. It was so special. And she took some photos. And
Mm.
then but I still felt really like I still felt incomplete.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, the
The
placenta.
placenta. Yeah, that was my next
Yeah.
question.
And I was like, okay, I wanted to get the placenta out because I just felt like I needed to close up that
Of course.
ceremony.
Yeah.
And yeah, it I kind of felt like it needed a little support.
Mm.
I don't know. And
Did you
I'm
like give a little?
no, I'm an herbalist and I had Dong Quai like on
Yeah.
hand because I knew like yeah, like it could be good and I took
Yeah.
2 droppers of Dong Quai and then
Yeah.
like I went to the bathroom and then I like it was like ready to come out, but I was like, how do I was like, I can't hold this baby and squat. Like, so I just plopped it in the toilet. Another just funny moment.
It's a funny moment.
And then Anthony was like fishing it out of the toilet and put it into a bowl. And we actually like somehow, I don't know what happened, but there's like a permanent blood stain from the birth in our garage floor. Like
Really?
looks like the placenta, but I don't think the placenta dropped. I don't know what. I
I
think it's
wonder
like
what.
blood. I don't know. Maybe it's from the bowl or something. I don't know.
Maybe. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
And so, and yeah, we conceived on that land and we got married on that land, conceived on that land, and he was birthed on that land. So
Wow.
yeah, and then we burned the cord after like I think he had was like 4 hours. We
Wow.
waited a long time. And I remember we asked him like, oh, another thing was yeah that we thought we were having a girl the whole time.
Yeah, you told me
And then
that.
when he was a boy, I was like, ah, he's a boy. And he's like, how do you know? And I'm like, well, babe,
Like you can see.
yeah. And so I was just like shocked by this little being.
Oh,
Like it was just that he was such a surprise. Like I had a
wow.
whole, vision of what I thought my baby was.
Do you feel like you knew him? Like
Oh
while you
yeah,
okay.
instantly.
Yeah.
And yeah, we burned his cord and we asked him like, "Are you ready to burn his cord?" He said, "Yeah." Like I think
Mm.
he squeezed Anthony's hand or something. And then right after we burned the cord, he let out like the biggest sigh on my chest.
Mm.
Like he was like landed.
He felt like the full ceremony was closed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
And yeah, Anthony ate a frozen pizza. I think I ate like eggs and toast and broth.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
it was
see my enter
wild.
the world.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on with this lady? She's feeling the energy.
Yeah. And
Yeah, and what were those like what were those postpartum days like?
tender, but like so grateful.
Yeah.
Like just the way that everyone had showed up for us was like,
Mm.
wow. And I felt a lot of grief actually come up for like women that don't get that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And like how much we need the village. And yeah, just like moments of grief and moments of ecstasy and
No, none of that. None of that. Big baby.
a lot of nourishment. I
Mm.
prepped a bunch of food, like a crazy amount of food.
What was like your top meal?
I loved Tom Kha. Like I made like a Tom Kha chicken. Tom Kha
Yum.
is so good. I was craving brownies, so Ange brought over like the best brownies I've ever had in my entire life.
Wow.
I was craving bananas.
What?
Just what else?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
my friend, or Mike. Mike
yeah.
literally brought me a filet mignon, and
You're like,
and I
yes.
ate it with kitchery and like some beet
Yum.
kraut. It was my favorite postpartum meal.
Oh, yum. Yeah, I think eating like grass-fed beef is so good in that time because it's
Yeah,
replenishing your
so
blood, like
replenishing. Yeah, jujube dates,
jujube dates.
a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's so good.
yeah,
Okay, and like obviously this like when we think about rites of passage, it's like the birth is the initiation from maiden to mother and like
yeah.
your whole pregnancy and birth like there were so many moments of like releasing the maiden and so yeah, this is kind of a big question, so you can answer however you want, but like, who have you become as a mother? What is this chapter of life? Like, who are you in it?
Yeah, I feel like I am always like I feel like I'm where I'm like supposed to be or like where I've always known I would be, like
Mm,
kind of unconsciously.
yeah.
But like I just yeah, like as a maiden, I'd always have this like kind of like visual of like who I would become.
Mm,
And I feel like I'm like there. I
wow.
mean, obviously there's always more. Like, right, we keep evolving every
Yeah.
single month as women, but it's
Mm,
like I'm like, oh wow, like everything that I was like seeing in ceremony and like everything that I had felt back then and all the initiations I had gone through and like all the trauma I had gone through, it was like bringing me here.
mm,
And just like I feel like my son too, he's been like with me since yeah, like forever.
wow.
And like has been just like bringing out this like woman.
It's cool to like think about you saying like all of these things, like all these visions you had, like they're just like that's who you are now.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's almost what it feels like in my mind is like you didn't have to necessarily like try to make them happen. You just had to like surrender to who you were becoming like through all these different
Totally.
experiences. And that's, I don't know, I feel like that's the wheel of womanhood, you know, like that is our way of growth.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely. Exactly. The surrender. Just like
Yeah.
surrendering to all those different.
And like when you say like you are that woman, like who, like what is like one way you're showing up in the world differently? It could be like a subtle quality or something very like tangible.
Yeah, it's just like I feel like being a mother, being a wife, like being a woman in community. It's just like it's like these just like little moments. I can't even really put words to it. It's like just like these little moments throughout my day
Yeah.
where I make a different decision
Yeah.
than I would have years ago.
Hmm.
Or I'm like in my kitchen baking bread
Hmm.
and I'm like, wow, like fashion school Des would not even, wow, like fashion school Des would have never seen this coming.
Oh.
But then also like still having those pieces of my maiden of like who I was when I was in fashion school and like
Yeah.
moving through all those LA times and it's like she's still so a part of me
Yeah.
and like I feel her like spirit. I mean, of course I feel her
Of
spirit.
course, she's always
It's me,
moving within
yeah.
you. Yeah.
And it's just yeah, it's just like these like little subtleties
Hmm.
in like my day to day. And it's even just yeah, like in ways that I dress now or like when I'm nursing my son and
Yeah.
yeah, or like when I'm like with like in like sitting on the floor in my living room with Anthony and we're like watching Shia run around the house for the first time. It's just like those like little moments. You're like, oh wow, I'm like landed.
Yeah.
Like okay, like I'm here.
Yeah.
There's nowhere else to go or
Wow.
be. Like this is it.
Yeah.
Like this is the life. Like, this is who
Yeah.
we are. Like this is who I am. I
Yeah.
don't need anything else.
I feel like, you know, like I've only known you as a mother, but I feel like even when you walked into my house today, you're just like, Natalie? There's just like such a like a peace to your spirit, like a
Mm,
settledness. It just feels, yeah, very grounded.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel different. Totally feel different now that I've like gotten my bleed back too.
Oh, I bet.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the next initiation you've been through. Like the
Yeah.
next round of rite of passage is like first mother bleed.
Yeah. Like
Wow.
after in this a year postpartum too. That's a huge,
So,
it's
yeah.
like I'm like, okay, I'm actually like I finally feel like there was times in my postpartum where I was like, I don't know, just like it was hard to get used to certain things. Like it was
Mm-hmm.
like hard, it was like I found it challenging to like, oh, I have to like change another diaper or like, oh, like I need him to nap. Just like that energy.
Yeah.
And I feel like now it's like that has like left.
Yeah. Wow. The settledness.
Yeah, so exactly.
What a cool chapter to be in.
Yeah.
Oh, Desiree, I've loved hearing your story so much. This has been so sweet.
Yeah, it's been so fun to share.
I always like to ask at the end of the episode if there's a piece of womb wisdom that is like coming up for you that you feel like should be left with whoever is listening that someone needs to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, women, I just want to say that our wombs are like speak to us throughout our entire lives. And you know, at the time, so many different moments in my life, like I didn't even realize it was like my womb like talking to me.
Yeah.
It was just like a voice or whatever, if you like a call or a message, but it's like, wow, no, like it's actually like our womb is a direct like line to God.
Mm.
And whenever you hear that little whisper, that little voice, like whatever it's saying, like do the thing, go for it, or don't do the thing, or don't go for it. Um, and just yeah, like keep trusting like your womb wisdom and in your body and what she's trying to communicate with you and to yeah, just trust wherever you're at, like in your wherever you are in the phase of your life that you're
Mhm.
meant to be there.
Yeah.
And like every initiation as a woman is just gonna like keep building upon the next. And yeah, just be in that surrender, even though it sometimes feels so challenging.
Yeah.
Like that's really all we can do.
Mhm.
And make sure you're nourishing yourself
Yeah.
and eating meals, good meals.
Good meals.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. I love that part of like what you said, like your womb, it's like the voice of God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really relate to
It's
that.
like your direct connection to God.
And that like you didn't even realize it was your womb that was
And
talking.
it's
Like,
like, yeah,
but it
just,
is
yeah,
always.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing all of these stories. It's like such a
Hmm.
beautiful, every time. I mean, I just feel like as women, we all have such like mythic, poetic life stories. And it's
Hmm.
so beautiful. And like in my like hope with this podcast is that when women come on here, they're like they see that about their life. They're like, oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I'm curious if you want to share with everyone like where they can find you and what you're doing in the world and all of that stuff to close us out.
Yeah. So you can find me on Instagram at guided by Des. My website is also guidedbydes.com. My husband and I also run an herbal apothecary called Sun Moon Collective. So you can find us at sunmooncollective.co. And yeah, I'm just out here helping women move through
Hmm.
life, move through their initiations, pregnancy, made into mother, postpartum, cycle coaching, doing,
She's fine.
yeah. And yeah, and just doing other ceremonial work. And
Hmm.
yeah, that's where you can find me.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Any last little things you want to share before we close?
Mm, I feel pretty complete.
Me too. That was special.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm still kind of coming back from Storyland.
Storyland, yeah.
It's in it. We're in
We're
it.
in for it for sure.
Well, thank you for doing this with me.
Thank you for having me, yeah, sharing this medicine to your people and
Thanks, baby. It was so sweet. Thank you for tuning in to the wisdom of the womb today. It's truly such an honor to bring these stories and teachings forward to you, and it would mean so much to me if you'd rate and review this podcast so that it can reach more women. If you're looking for deeper support, you can always find the link to join our online community, the Cyclical Living Circle with the best women in the world, in the show notes. And you'll also find the links to book one-on-one virtual sessions for your specific needs, as well as any workshops or courses I'm currently offering. Plus, you can follow me on Instagram, and I love to connect with you all there. All right, see you next week.